All right, man, peace. So, brothers, this is going to be another entry into the Never Trust a Bald-Headed Liar series. And as we watch this case, we're going to see why. Once again, brothers, unfortunately in life, there are going to be situations when you come across someone who is just so delusional that pretty much all you can do is laugh at them. You should not go back and forth with a fool. That's very dangerous because the situation can escalate. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people who are in prison or under the ground because they got sucked into that fool rabbit hole where they started to go back and forth with an idiot. So anyway, they're going to talk about it. I'm going to chime in.
Plaintiff Bridget Phillips says when the defendant first moved into their neighborhood, they got along. But soon he started acting erratic, and his behavior made her uncomfortable.
I'm trying to figure out which Motown group this broad was in. Oh, I remember now. She was in that group that Berry Gordy started back in 1964. What was the name again? The Nut Jobs. That's what it was. The Nut Jobs. I want to know what the hell is under that wig. What is under there? Might be the recipe to Coca-Cola under her damn wig.
Bridget claims the defendant has a dangerous dog who charged at her one day, so she's suing for emotional distress. Defendant Fred Young says on the day in question, Bridget was wearing a fur coat.
Look at Fred. Fred walked in like, I can't believe I'm missing a day at work at the factory for this shit.
And his dog thought she was a dog friend, and he simply wanted to play with her. Fred is countersuing Bridget for harassment. Start with you.
Last year, we got new neighbors, and in the beginning, things were fine. Nice, neighborly, natural.
Well, in the beginning, things are always fine because they didn't get to know your crazy ass yet.
And then I started to observe angry madman behavioral tendencies with the neighbor, such as kicking at buckets, yelling at bushes, all kinds of things regarding inanimate objects and just emotional outbursts.
Let me say this. It's highly possible that this brother right here may have been dealing with some emotional issues, but it's also highly possible, especially in this current environment that we live in, that he was exhibiting some alpha male traits, some authoritative traits that she was intimidated by. Please keep in mind that the modern day liberated liberal black female is easily intimidated by a man that she sees is not going to conform or kowtow to her sensibilities in regards to what a man should be. And they will try to attribute it to having quote unquote anger issues. But let me say this also. For brothers who do have anger management issues, you should try to rein them in, because if you don't rein in your anger management issues, it's going to hurt your life somewhere down the line. I promise you that.
Where was he doing that? On his property?
On his property. And I asked Lyle to be mindful of the fact that I had made these observations and asked him.
Who was Lyle?
That's Lyle. That's my husband.
Okay.
That's her husband / servant / sugar daddy.
Okay.
And Lyle decided that...
I'm surprised that Lyle didn't hear about it first with them ears. I mean, shit. That man can hear what's going on in China right now.
That Lyle made the statement to me that it was probably because of the fact that this was their first home and the relocation might have made him stressful. I told Lyle that I beg to differ, that I believe that this is really who he is, and I'm seeing strong madman tendencies that make me uncomfortable.
Did Lyle ever see it?
Oh, yes.
He saw those...
Lyle sees what she tells him to see, Yana.
Tendency?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Come on, man.
Yes, he did.
Tell the truth.
Go ahead.
And I work at the Home Depot on the weekend.
The defendant looked at Lyle and said, come on, Lyle, tell the truth. Let me tell you something, brother. Lyle's truth is whatever she tells him the truth is.
Weekends. And this particular weekend, the defendant comes into the store with a water hose issue. He was hot-popping mad, Your Honor, about a water hose, stating that this water hose was the second time that he had to purchase it and that it was taking up too much time. And I'm thinking to myself, at the end of the day, it's still a water hose. But
no,
the anger...
At the end of the day, it's still his time.
Absolutely, and beyond that, he's the customer. If he's quote-unquote hot-piping mad, and we're just going by her testimony, it's your job to alleviate whatever issues that he may be experiencing due to the fact that he's bought a bad product from your establishment twice. Beyond that, why are you working at Home Depot on the weekends? Are you trying to get away from Lyle and meet someone young and hot at Home Depot? Is that what's going on?
It was still his time. I understand that.
Very valuable. He got to come back up a second time?
Exactly. So I went to process his refund, and when I went to do so, I happened to notice a similarity, and the similarity was, wow, this birthday is right between Mike Tyson and O.J. Simpson. I was right about my madman tendencies.
Hey, brothers, haven't I already covered in other videos that many of these modern-day liberal black females, liberal females, period, they love to engage in astrology, meaning they think that they can establish the personality type of someone based off of when they were born. They truly believe that their low-level understanding of horoscopes and astrology creates a level of quote-unquote wisdom with them. Please keep in mind that many of these modern liberal females are trying to find a way to explain away their mental issues and the problems that they constantly have with their relationships, as opposed to just looking themselves in the mirror and saying, you know what, I'm fucking up big time. I'm not respectful. I'm not honoring this relationship. I don't know how to communicate. I don't know how to treat people. Instead, it's, well, you know, he's an Aries or he's a Taurus, so that means he's bullheaded. And I'm a Sagittarius, so, you know, sometimes I like to gallop away. All this dumb shit. You know, sometimes I want to say, you know, well, you're an Aquarius. That's a water sign. So why don't you go wash some dishes? Get the hell out of here.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Crazy.
And I have seen him behave in an aggressive format from day one, and it makes me grossly uncomfortable. Our homes are only 15 feet apart, and I'm not comfortable being next door to someone that's yelling at paint buckets and bushes and water hoses.
Well, why don't you just put your wig over the window so you can't see what's going on outside?
It's grossly uncomfortable for me, Your Honor.
She lying. You sound odd. I'll just tell you that right now.
I think odd is a nice way to put it. This bro sound batshit crazy. Once again, I'm trying to figure out what is she hiding up under that wig.
I am odd. Thank you.
Yeah, you talking about him, you sound odd.
Okay.
You here talking about you looked at his birthday, and it's between OJ and Mike Tyson, okay?
Because, Your Honor, she's a witch. Brothers, once again, when you come across these females that are dealing with astrology, they're telling you that they're witches. That's what they're telling you. And it's not always their fault. Sometimes that's all they've ever known. They were raised in a family where they encountered other females that believed in astrology and decided to embrace it and its alleged personality ramifications and things of that nature. They truly believe that they can evaluate someone based off of their quote-unquote astrological sign. And that goes back to the Babylonian Kemetic mystery school system. To me, it's very important that brothers understand that when you encounter many of these females that try to indulge themselves in what they call New Age philosophies, and New Age is just a very kind way of saying Luciferian, that you depart from those females, bro. Because that's the same woman that's going to try to put a hex on you, put a spell on you, utilize all types of chicanery, witchcraft, so on and so forth, to try to make you her slave. That may have been what this female here did to that old man, because he's clearly her sugar daddy, and he's very obedient. He's more like a dog than a husband. And I have little doubt that the reason why she works at Home Depot on the weekend is not so that she can sell water hoses on the weekend, but so that she can meet a nice young hose on the weekend.
So therefore, I'm scared of him.
Exactly.
Yes, sir. You stand up, please.
I have
State your full name, please.
Your Honor, my first name is Sugar, last name Daddy, born April 4th of 1914.
I have noticed.
State your full name, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is.
I'm sorry, my miracle air goes out sometime. Once again, my name is Sugar, last name Daddy.
My name is Lyle Duransberg. I have talked to him about her and how she felt about his attitude and about other things.
What attitude about?
No attitude. His job is to be the servant, to be the faithful and loyal butler to her. He's not really a husband. His job is just to make sure that she stays happy, because I believe she's put some type of spell on him because he's weak-minded. He's just an old simp. So he was sent over to the neighbor's home to tell that man that he's being too manly, and he has to water himself down just like he did. And that's another thing, brothers. When you're around a simp, you have to get away from a simp. Because all a simp is a female trapped in a male's body, aka a liberal black male. That's all that is. And if you're a man that has a manly spirit, being around all of that female energy is only going to be a vexation. It tells you in Ecclesiasticus, the 42nd chapter, to sit not in the midst of women. And in regards to the astrology that many of these modern day females are infatuated with, the Most High tells you about that in Isaiah, the 47th chapter, and I believe the 13th verse. So when you're dealing with these females that are talking about, I'm a Taurus this and I'm a Gemini that, and that's why oftentimes I change in regards to how I am because I'm a Gemini, or I'm a Taurus, so I'm bullheaded, or I'm a Leo, so that's why I roar, like all this dumb shit. No, you just made a bad decision. That's all you did. Get away from that chick, brother.
The fact that she had brought to me the fact that he has had these tendencies that she had stated to.
Does something to her?
No.
Well, what are you talking about? Attitude about what?
Kicking buckets, Your Honor,
He can
and
do what he
bad
want
about
on
the
his
bushes.
property, man,
No,
please.
Judge Mathis, you don't see what's going on here, brother? The reason why the husband is making sure that he's so loyal to the wife and making sure that he follows her directions is not because the defendant is kicking buckets. It's because he don't want to be so stressed out that he kicks the bucket.
I talked to him.
You will come over to my yard talking about my wife don't like you kicking buckets
No,
and talking to yourself. She don't like your attitude. Please.
Okay.
Judge Mathis be getting mad. Every once in a while, the real him comes out. Like, nigga, please, I wish you would come over to my house talking about my wife don't like how you kick buckets. Well, nigga, would you like me to kick buckets or kick ass? You be the judge on that one. I'll let you judge that one.
Okay. I have talked to him.
That's just how he is in their house, too. He look at his wife with that big-ass wig on. He says, Yana, may I speak?
Talked to him.
About what?
about other things concerning other neighbors, about...
What has he done to the other neighbors? And are you the neighbor enforcer?
He is. No, Yana.
What has he done?
He has made it inconvenient for everybody.
The other neighbors?
To other neighbors. But they won't come forward because they don't want to cause any issue.
Inconvenient?
Yeah, so you're the only one in the neighborhood with heart. You're the dumbass who actually pays attention to what your crazy wife says.
Convenient by doing what?
Been inconsiderate of them and their property as well.
You're not saying a thing. What does that mean? Inconsiderate of their property?
He's not saying a thing because he has nothing to say. He's just an old-ass simp, Yana. You know what? Just bang your gavel and drop this case.
The only thing I heard he did is he beats drums or does what? Kick buckets, gets mad. That's what you should do instead of beating your wife. I hope a lot of men do that.
I agree, sir.
Instead of beating your wife, go out there and yell at yourself and kick the buckets. That may be what the deal is. You don't know what's going on in that man's house to make him go outside and do that.
Judge Mathis continues in a moment.
Go ahead, sir. You give me some background on this.
Yana, both
what is OJ? Go ahead. She said, go ahead.
Yana, both of them crazy. I mean, we was out walking our dog on a leash. She walked up with a fur coat on and that hairdo she wearing right now. And my dog thought she was a friend. Went to go play with her. And she just went into a panic and ran into the house.
What month?
The dog saw her and said, Roro, you a fine-ass bitch, Roro.
Month was this?
Oh my God, it's been over a year.
It was March.
The dog thought she was a Great Dane.
It was March 9th of 2007.
It's
So that's what you're suing about. Tell me about that.
Okay, so on March the 9th, I had come home from a funeral, and yes, I did have my beautiful hair and my long furry black diamond mink coat on, and the dog did come charging after me. It appeared to me.
Where were you all at?
In front of my house, which is right next door to his house. Mm-hmm. And his dog came aggressively charging at me.
Came from where?
It was mating season.
He was walking from the sidewalk.
He had a leash on?
He had a leash on him, but the dog was...
He broke the leash?
No, he just was dragging him down the street. The dog is about 100
Dragging him on the ground.
Yes.
Dragging him on the ground.
He was, the dog was the aggressor.
Don't get
Yeah, I know, but the key question is, was the dog on a leash?
Yes, sir.
And typically that means he's not liable, because particularly if you're unharmed, if the dog is on the leash. That's why I need clarity. You said the dog was dragging him. So that's why I wanted clarity on it. Was he on the ground when the dog was dragging him?
No.
Did he hold one hand or two hands, and did it scratch his body up?
I know why this happened, Yana. Because the defendant most likely took his dog to Home Depot with him, and the dog was talking to some of the young guys working there, and the young guys told the dog that the plaintiff likes doggy style. So the dog, that's right, my alley.
While he was being dragged. Can you give me any more insight on him being dragged?
He was,
Come on.
he was walking, I don't need your help. He was walking down the street with the dog, Your Honor.
Well, I get all that. Let's talk about being dragged, because that sounds unrealistic.
Okay, I will restate it.
Yes, you were restated because you lied the first time.
The dog, he was walking the dog, and the dog came charging after me. Is that clear?
Oh.
Hey, brothers, you see that? This is why I made this video, because that demon that's on the liberal black female and the liberal female period, when she sees a strong man, that's the same exact reason why she brought the defendant to court, because she saw the spirit of a strong man on the defendant and it offended her. So now she's seeing strength in Judge Mathis, and now she's trying to attack that as well.
No, not at all. That's a contradiction. That's a lie.
As a matter of fact, let me rewind this back a little bit.
Dragged, because that sounds unrealistic.
Okay, I will restate it. The dog, he was walking the dog, and the dog came charging after me. Is that clear?
Oh.
No, not at all. That's a contradiction. That's a lie. Is that clear? You are a liar. Is that clear?
A bald-headed liar. Take that damn wig off of her damn head.
Have a good day. Your claim is dismissed. Yours is granted. Yours is granted.
Damn, she walked out the courtroom so fast she left her old man there.
Well, first of all, she came in with that clown suit on.
Oh, shit. My man said she came in with that clown suit on. Oh, man. Yo, this chick looked like Bruce Lee in Game of Death.
They got embarrassed.
She has the same 24 hours in a day to work hard and build a house and live a life. Instead, she uses it to file suits against people.
Because she's bored. She's bored all during the week until she gets to go to Home Depot on the weekend and flirt with all the young guys there.
I have been where you are.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
Yes,
My house is paid for. I have no dream.
Your house was paid for by that old man. You just shaking up with him and using him, waiting for the day that he finally drops dead. You waiting for him to kick the bucket. That's what you waiting on. So that you can move one of them young dudes from Home Depot into that house.
You don't even have a house.
You don't know what
You don't own that house.
What I have.
You don't own a blade of grass. That's Mrs. Geraldine's house, and that's why you mad. That's why you mad. That's why you mad. That's his late wife's house.
Man,
She said, come on, Lau, hurry up.
man,
You don't own a blade of
For the world to
grass.
know,
here's
stay away from crazy.
they won't bring up here because they've done wrong and they know it.
No, ain't
He
nobody.
knows.
You're a liar.
Lau, you better take your old ass home. But anyway, never ever trust a bald-headed liar, brothers. Ever. So peace.